Debate night, the return. Dems will take the stage again for a second round. We're going to put the team on the spot as they make their own predictions. And also we've got a new Hill TV Harris X poll with a question for voters and some surprising results.
And so Team Rising is here. Raul Alvillar is a Democratic strategist, previously served as National Political Director for the DNC, Associate Director for the White House Office of Public Engagement under President Obama. Quite the resume. Holly Turner is a Republican strategist. She spent 1 year with the Trump White House with the U.S. Small Business Administration. Welcome to you both.
Thanks for having us.
Very interesting new Hill Harris X poll that we have exclusive to us. Thinking about the candidates running for president as Democrats, how many of them would you say share your values? Margin of error here is plus or minus 3.1%. Only 6% say all of them, 29% say most of them, 35% some of them, 26% a few of them, 4% none of them. Raul, that's quite a bit of a spread that you have there, and it really just shows, I think, what the cleavage is within the Democratic caucus. It'll be quite interesting to see it on the debate stage tonight.
Yeah, no, I think that is quite the spread, and I think these candidates that we have 20 of them they're going to be able to talk to some of those issues that people care about, whether it's the economy, making sure that there's jobs that people can have that get an honest day's pay for an honest day's work. There's going to be people that are concerned about healthcare and what that looks like, and then I think there's going to be some folks there that are going to care about trade and what is happening with the trade that's happening between China and so on and so forth, and what's going on with the tariffs, particularly in the early states like Iowa.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, I thought that this was interesting, Holly, on the values piece, because you know the messaging that comes a lot of times actually from the sort of centrists in the Democratic Party is we all basically share the same values. We just have different approaches to how to get there. Voters are not necessarily seeing it that way. They feel like there's some of the candidates they are down with, and some of them they very much are not down with.
Yeah, and when we talk about values, I don't know exactly how the question was asked or who exactly they were polling, but you know, you think about social issues a lot when you talk about values, and I know that they're, you know, for a long time the abortion issue was, you know, rare and legal, it's safe. And now we've had this kind of schism a little bit in the party where, you know, there are some extreme positions being taken. And so I think there are a lot of Democrats that are uncomfortable with that. And so maybe they're just starting to fill out some issues like that. And immigration policy. We don't want to open borders, but yet we do want to welcome immigrants into our country. So there is kind of a range of issues.
Well, it's on everything. It's like trade, it's on immigration, it's about even the very, you have healthcare, it's literally just about a complete vision. And I think this is something that's interesting. I mean, there's a lot of schadenfreude on my part because I enjoy watching the Democrats go through what we went through in 2016.
Hey, y'all won at the end of that, so careful.
I mean, maybe. Careful. We'll see. But, I mean, we've seen, what really is interesting, I guess, is like the fight for the soul. You've been involved here for quite a long time. And, I mean, you worked for the Obama White House and the DNC. What is it like to see so much of your work, I guess, repudiated, and people who are progressive left say that this is not something that worked out for us?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a good question, and I think what's happening is, look, the Democratic Party is a big party, right? We're a party of, you know, the big tent, as we say every single time, and I think what's going to happen is we're going to go through this process. It's still very early, and people are going to give their opinions, they're going to give their ideas, and then we're going to see that on stage, and then what people are going to do is they're going to go and they're going to decide on who they're going to vote for, and then whoever gives the best case and why they should vote for those particular people or that person will come out on top. And I think that's what's going to happen as we continue and move down. I think we still have 10 more debates to go.
But you know, Raul, I mean, it's interesting. Even President Obama said Medicare for all was a good idea. Like, that's where we are as a party. There really has been this shift in thinking where not everybody, as noted by the fact that Joe Biden is still the front runner, but there's quite a significant portion of the party that looks at the basically Clintonian way of doing things, the triangulating, the poll testing, the trying to play constantly to the center, the counter-scheduling your own people, and says this isn't working out for the country, right? Not only is it not working out for the country, it's also not working out for us just in terms of political power. We're down and out in a lot of ways and are looking for a new paradigm. I mean, what do you make of that shift?
Yeah, I mean, look. So I've said this a number of times. I think, again, we're a big party. We have a lot of good ideas. We think about things, right? And so when we present these ideas, I think we have to do it in a way that people understand, right? We have to make sure that we let people know that we're the party that is going to make sure that you're going to have good wages for your job that you're doing, that you're going to have health care, and that you will be able to, God forbid, that your grandmother gets sick, you'll be able to help that your grandparents get the care that they need, and then all at the same time go to Disneyland or Six Flags or wherever you're going to go and have enough money in your pocket to do so. And I think if we continue to talk about economic issues that people care about, especially in the Midwest where Trump won a lot of those voters, I think we'll do well, and I think that's where we should be.
It's interesting. So, Holly, what are your debate night predictions? I think is tonight the all-white debate? I think so.
All white.
Yeah.
I mean,
the vanilla debate tonight.
Oh, yeah.
So awkward.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see if race even comes up at all tonight. Like, do they feel comfortable even talking about that?
Yeah.
Anyway, I don't know. I'm nervous to watch.
I think with Baltimore and Sanders in particular, it's 100% going to come up.
Yeah. So I think it's a wonderful opportunity to kind of put the final nail in Beto's coffin tonight. I mean, there's no way he's going to redeem himself or come back. So let's just put him out of his misery. I think that'll happen. I think Mayor Pete, we're going to see who he really is and the lack of substance there, and so that will be fun to see. And then this is, it's an opportunity for Warren to show who she is and her really be able to go head to head with Biden, which is interesting because they do have a lot of the same positions.
You mean Bernie?
I'm sorry, Bernie. Yeah. They do have a lot of the same positions, but yet very different supporter bases. So are they going to attack each other? Are they going to gang up on Biden together?
It could be very interesting, I think, to see a Bernie and Warren team up on Pete Buttigieg, because I think that is actually what the starkest contrast in the debate tonight is. What do you think, Raul? Who's going to come up and out?
As many people have said earlier, that it's going to be they have to do well. This is their break it moment, and if they can't, then they're not going to be able to get the threshold for the next. But I disagree. Respectfully, I think Buttigieg is going to do well. I think he has an interesting, I think he's that straight talk kind of guy that people.
You know what's interesting to me though that I'd love to get both your thoughts on? The last debate performance. I mean, the guy's very smooth, right? You can't throw him off. He handled the questions about his dealings in his town very well. He didn't see any bump in the polls for it. What do you think that's all about?
Sank.
Lack of authenticity.
He sank a little bit.
I think it's lack of authenticity. It's just he's just not going to move beyond where he is right now because he doesn't seem real. And it seems too rehearsed, and people just don't trust that.
What do you think, Raul?
Well, I mean, look, I mean, I think I do think he has authenticity. I think he just needs to get a little bit maybe more animated, if you will, and make that point in a way that people will recognize, especially since we're in that kind of an era of where we're at in politics, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Well, all right. Well, you guys stay put. We're going to come right back. We'll have more Rising right after this.